Welcome to Educators with Oil. I'm your hostess, Ronnette Branham, here to offer biblical strategies for effective teaching. I am late because having technical difficulties. I got this new computer and I don't know what's going on with it. I spent a lot of money for this thing to not act right. So I'm talking about today concerns and joys of educators, and that is one of my concerns, having technology that works. That is just one of the things that we need to have in order to be effective teachers, using these effective strategies. So what I'm talking about today is uh, concerns, things that common concerns for educators and parents, concerns about with educators, and also, how do teachers keep up with uh, changing trends in education. So that is one of the concerns that teachers have, is, having keeping up with trends in education, because every time you turn around, somebody's telling you something new, some new study, some new statistics, things that work, that they have found that work, and here they come bringing it to our classrooms, bringing it to us, and expecting us to, execute. And that's some things that we have to go through, that we have to learn. That's a concerning issue, is keeping up with trends, what's right and what's wrong. Not only keeping up with trends and finding out what's right and what's wrong, but keeping up with trends and being able to execute in your classroom, meaning they're going to bring you new curriculums, new strategies, new ideas, new material, new books, all kind of things, and expect us to uh be ready to go. We have to be ready to go. Somebody's doing research. They're coming to you, don't give you the research, just tell you, give you some things that they say, that they heard, that they read, and then you're supposed to get that. So that's one concern. We do have concerns. I was speaking to a teacher yesterday, and she was telling me about the concerns in her district, where, one second, I'm so sorry, where the the students in high school are not, they are reading and performing well below grade level. And so that's a concern. So now they're putting on the teachers, could be teachers, could be systems. Most of the time it's systems. And then you have teachers in there who are not, how they keep giving us new things to do. And then some teachers are like, well, I'm not doing that. I just can't. Every time I turn around, there's something new. So we have that aspect. At the same time, we have things that they're bringing into us and coming, showing us, and, all kind of things like that. So, bringing into us and coming. Sorry about that. So we have, all kind of things happening that we are concerned about. Student achievement, over our success of our students, are they learning? Are they progressing, academically? That is a concern. That's what our job is, to educate. So then we have students and we're wondering, we're concerned, are they learning? Are they getting what they need to succeed, to be successful? And how do I make sure my students are successful? How do I get them on track to graduate, to go to college, to be a productive citizen, in the world, in the job market, or be able to be an entrepreneur, whatever it is. How do I get them up to par? Class size is a common concern among parents and teachers, because a parent will say the classes are too big. So is my child going to get individualized instruction? Are they going to be able to learn? What if they don't get it? Is somebody going to come back to them and say, uh can I help you? What do you need help? Or are the teachers going to notice that their child, that student, needs help? That is a big issue. Even me today, but again, in my school, in my what we're doing right now, I have a partner teacher, and we are working together. So we have together 48 students as of today. So I work with the students, my students in the morning until 11:10 for literacy. Then we switch. I switch with the other teacher. She takes my students, I take hers. I work with them for the rest of the day. And then the next week I begin with her students, and then switch at 11:10, and then I have my students back for the rest of the day. For a whole week, we switch back and forth doing that every single day. So together we have 5 new students, I believe. 4 or 5. I think it's 5. As of today, a little boy walked in my classroom. He's in her class. Walked in my classroom this morning, no paperwork. That's another thing. I had to ask him what his name was. He told me his name, his first name. I don't know anything past that. That's what I know. He came in my classroom. I had to figure out where his seat. Okay, we do have one more chair because you're supposed to have 24 students. I remember there was one spot empty. I had to find it. That is a concern, having large classroom sizes, and we're learning continually. He came from a whole other state, so now this is where we are. And another concern for parents and teachers alike is the quality of education. We're concerned about that, because just say, like I said, we got 4 new curriculums, 4 new programs, I don't know what you call it. And not to mention, I have a new framework. What I just told you, I gave you a little synopsis of it. And new literacy, new math, new science. I could say social studies, but we don't have social studies. That's not even a work in progress. It's just there out in cyberspace someplace, which is another concern. So are they getting the quality social studies? No, they're not. I have no book. They have something online. They say use that and add this to that, supplement this with that, and what? I don't even have this, so I'm gonna supplement this. That is not a quality education. Quality education for literacy and math. Are we well trained? I happen to have done the math as a pilot last year, so I get the math. I understand. Last year we have all components. This year we have less components than we have last year. We don't even quality education. They didn't deliver manipulatives. I have some left over. You give students manipulatives, they lose things. So I don't have enough of what I need. So I have to piece together things and show them this is a 10 and this is a 1 over here for these discs, place value discs. These are 10s and 1s with these skinnies and bits, right? So we have to work like that. I have some straws from another curriculum. These are 10s and 1s. These 10 straws together, bundle them together, that's 10. Take them apart, that's a 1. So we have to put 10 of those 10s together, you have 100. So it's just that. It's like, how can we expect the students to have a quality education? We don't have quality material. We don't have quality training. So the teacher is on the teacher to give the student what they need the best way they can, the way they feel like it should work. Teacher quality. What kind of quality teachers do we have? Because we have to have teachers who want to go in, roll their sleeves up, and are not even equipped to do so, but because they want to teach, they want to educate their students, they are going to make it work. How many of those teachers do we have? Some teachers say, well, I'm going to do what they gave me. Fine. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Or I'm not going to do this because they didn't give me all the material, so I'm going to go back with what I had. You go back with what you had, you don't have all the material. So what kind of teachers do we have? Do we have teachers that are digging in, saying, I know this worked, I'm going to work with this curriculum they gave me, and if I don't have everything I need, I'm still going to push. I'm still going to help my students. I'm going to dig in. I'm going to go into small groups, and I'm going to teach my students. That is something. Right now, I'm ready for that. Last year, I started on the ground running from day 1. This year, it was so much more difficult. I'm just now, November, ready to hit the ground running. That's not hitting the ground running. That was like, okay, let me try to figure this out, try to figure that out. Then what do I do? So we have to have teachers who have quality material, quality execution. We are the technicians on the bottom line, so we have to be willing to work with that. Communication, that's a concern. Effective communication between teachers and parents is important. Some parents don't even know the teacher's not fully equipped. Some parents do know. Some parents don't have time to speak to the teacher. Some teachers don't have time. We have conversations. I don't even have time. I mean, they gave me the time, but I didn't have time to prepare enough, because that means I had to put in my own time. I had to work overtime. I have to do the I didn't feel like this year. I don't feel like taking my stuff home. You say that's not a quality education teacher, but yeah, it is. I can't take everything home. I need time in school to do it. So there's a lot, and I'm trying and I'm working on it, and then it's like I don't have enough time. So we have to express, concerns about even the frequency and the clarity of our communication. Parents talk to us. My parents speak Spanish. They speak fast. I don't know what they're talking about. I know I can get the gist, and I can grab if they speak slower. And I can say, oh, yeah. But sometimes they're talking. I'm like, what? I don't know. Let me get a translator, And so that is difficult. So having quality communication between the parents and the teachers, quality communication between administration and teachers. We have to be informed everybody has to be informed about the student progress. You can't wait until somewhere down the line. I have a unique situation. My students have to learn English before I can dig in and teach. Now I decided I don't care. I'm going to teach. They're going to learn it the way English, like I'm supposed to. Whether they understand English or not, we're going to get through it. We're going to work it out. And I have to be that ESL teacher at the same time. I learned that last year. I had to be the ESL teacher at the same time. We really need ESL teachers to get in and dig in and teach the language, do that translating. And so, sorry about that. So that is where I am right now. And then some parents, I don't have this concern, but I know there are a lot of teachers who do, because I teach second grade. Our school goes up to third grade. I had school safety. I have the concern off of my concern comes with having our security and everybody well equipped, just in case there is an intruder coming, or a live active shooter, or somebody coming to endanger our students or our teachers. That is a concern. Parents, on the other hand, with older students, they are concerned about the safety because of other students sometimes. So we have a lot of school safety concerns, but this is 2023. This is what that is. So we have to be, on our P's and Q's. Can't just be acting like we're not aware of what's happening going on around us. We have to, that like parents are concerned about, like I said, when they say school safety, student well-being, they're concerned about bullying more so than my concerns. Bullying, to me, we could nip that in the bud in second grade, third grade, first grade, kindergarten, but high school is a little different. Middle school is a little different. I'm not testing great. Even though we test it, we have assessments to see where the students are, but they're not high stakes testing. They're testing to see, again, assessment to see where the students are. But we have teachers, like I said, in another town I just was speaking to, they are going to really put it on those teachers where students are failing. You may be without a job. Not that is likely to happen. They may not give you a raise or something like that, because they can do that. But at the same time, we have a teacher shortage, and that's putting a lot of pressure. That should be a concern among teachers and parents and all that, because teacher shortages, they say a teacher is out and we don't have a substitute, then they have to split those students in other classrooms, and you don't have enough room. What if the class has a special? Every day you have a special, you have to go to gym or music or art or computers or something. And what if that teacher only has those 24 seats in the class, and then they got four more students coming in with that class? That's a concern. We have to, that's a concern. It should be a concern. Inclusivity and diversity should be a concern. That should be a concern because we have all kind of abilities and disabilities and learning styles in our classrooms, and I have to be able to include all those students in my lesson. That's something you have to be like. For instance, with math, I have to bring in those manipulatives. Some students could do the 2-digit um addition or subtraction using compensation method, adding from a 10. If it's 28 plus 25, they say you need two more to make 30. So you take the 2 from the 25, so you have 30 plus 23. It's easier to add 30 plus 23 than it is 28 plus 25, or whatever the numbers were I just said. So I have manipulatives. Okay, you give me some tens and some ones, and then add those things together, while the other students may be able to just use their paper and pencil and then go ahead with it. So we have to be, creative, with our learning environments. That's a quality education. Parental involvement is a concern among teachers and parents. What can the parents do? We used to be able to have a classroom parent. I don't know if we could do that anymore. I should have from the beginning found somebody to get them fingerprinted and all that so they could be in there as a volunteer, because I really need it. So I think I'm going to talk to my principal about that and see if I could get that, because I really need that. We need a couple of parents in. We need that extra hand when we're doing small group, when we're doing the students are breaking off in their centers and they're working and I'm working with a small group. I could use an extra hand working around helping the students. That is something that is a concern of mine, having more hands because of the diversity in my classroom. Not to mention I need, this is what I need in my classroom. My concern, I can have a volunteer Spanish bilingual person, adult parent in the classroom helping, because a lot of times they can help better to explain something that I'm saying to a student. That is, I'm going to talk to my principal about that. See, when you start talking through things, you're going to get it done. Another way, keeping up with trends in education is a concern. So we have to go to these professional development workshops. We have to take get advanced degrees, take graduate courses. We need to do that. We have to take online courses and go to webinars, all that kind of stuff. And because it's always good to reflect on what we did and see where it is that we need this help, because we need help. It is really kind of tough out there. It's not easy. You think our teachers, you just had 4 days off. Yeah, we needed it. Even though it wasn't for that, it was for our convention. Still, we need things. We have things. We have concerns. So we have to read in educational journals and publications. We have to get with our professional learning community. So ours for this program, the dual language that we have, we meet every Monday for 1 hour. And we discuss our concerns, our takeaways from the framework. We discuss um the pros and cons. We discuss our struggles and our successes. We discuss all of that in our professional learning environment, and we learn from each other. And then we could go to social media, educational blogs. Come here. You could go back and look at things that I've talked about, and you can see if there's something that you can get. You go to Educators with Oil. You go to different places. I don't know many, but there are some. I know there's some people on TikTok, teachers of TikTok and all that, who offer strategies and things and show you things that they are doing. Network. You meet teachers and educators and all kind of business people with wisdom who can offer things to you. Network. Let people know who you are and what you do, and you will find somebody that you'll meet new people. And they'll say, "Oh, I know somebody." I'll tell them, "I remember I was talking to her, I was talking to him," and then she can help you with that. This is what she does, this is what he does. In service training. Sometimes they often schools provide it at the beginning of the year. we need to get into it and take as much from that as we can. You know, my favorite is experimenting in that classroom. Get in there and trying things out. Learning, say this is what I'm going to do. If it doesn't work, let's try something else tomorrow. Experiment. What's going to happen? Either you learn something or you don't. You find out what works and what doesn't. That's what happens. Collaborate with other professionals in the industry. Invite, ask your district, invite speakers in, invite professionals in, people relate in related industries, and they're not necessarily have to be in yours. They may just be a public speaker. We had Willie Spears on here. He is awesome to go to your school. After I had him, he came to New Jersey because, and I believe it, somebody saw him on my show. They got him in, then they looked him up and they saw him everywhere. Then they got him into this school district not far from here. And for their professional development, we have to do that. We have to find people in related industries. You are a teacher in high school and you teach finance. Find someone in finance. I have a good friend. I say good friend. His name is Che Willis. He gave me a commercial on his show. He is a finance guy. He can teach you or your students personal finance. He can come and speak to the teachers. He can come and speak to the high school students about personal finance, so you won't get stuck. The students won't be out there and graduating high school getting all these credit cards and all this kind of stuff. And continuously reflect. We have all that. So with that, I didn't give you, the wisdom behind it of what I'm talking about, because those are some things that, we get. What I was saying is things we can ask God and he'll direct us to all that I just said. All that. God will direct us to that. Says Proverbs 1:5 says, let the wise listen and add to their learning. Let the discerning get guidance. Get somebody. Find someone in related industry, in your industry, professional learning group, community, all that. Go to the workshops. Get it. We can get it. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. We have so much. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold, to get insight rather than silver? We have, God is not leaving us out here all by ourselves. He's not. He's not. Whatever you do, work at it with all of your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. That's Colossians 3:23. So we go out there. Let's talk about that quality teacher. Go out there and work as if we're working for God, and we will come up with what we need. That's what I believe. We could ask God, teach me knowledge and good judgment, for I trust your commands. Ask God to teach us. Do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who does not need to be ashamed, who is correctly handles the word of truth. Timothy 2:15. We could do that. Again, present everything we do to God. All your work that you do, act like God is for him. And then we won't fail our students. We won't fail ourselves. We won't fail our school district. They won't have to put us on these programs and threaten us with our pay. They won't have to do that because we're working for God and we are getting results. Proverbs 22:6, start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. Teach students how to study. Teach students how to read. If somebody teach you how to read, how are you going to forget how to read? Somebody teach you how to study, how are you going to forget how to study? Somebody teach you math, how are you going to forget? You can forget that high level math, but you can remember if you go back, somebody shows you real quick, you can remember it. It'll come back to you. So train the students. Teach the students finance. Teach the students personal finance. Then when they get older, they won't forget that stuff. When somebody's like, "Goo, you can get these credit cards and this credit card to pay off that credit card," and they're like, I remember I learned, no, having credit cards is not good because we fall into traps. We don't want debt. No, we want to be free from debt. So that's what I'm working on too right now. I'm not speaking as if I'm there. That's what I'm working on right now. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. That's Isaiah 40 and 31. And that's something that we get our strength, get our hope and our strength from God to do our job, And we won't be tired. Because what I found out, and I said this before, when I get very tired from my job, is because I'm not doing it right. I'm not doing it right. I'm stressing and acting like at all the weight is on me. No, I have to put my strength in, my hope in God. He'll give me the strength to do what I need to do. And then I have to, listen to him and take it from him and just do what I can do. Don't act like, this is how I know. Before I took off last week, a few weeks ago, I was so stressing because I'm like, I can't do all this. And then I'm like, I can do what I can do, period. I can do what I can do and be happy with that. Relax with that. Do what I can do. Don't act like I'm supposed to do what I can't do. No, you can't do what you can't do. So I just want to say that again, think about the concerns that you have. Look for the answer to those concerns. If you have a concern, a problem, a struggle, find how you get to it, and then just keep it moving. Don't hold on to it because you will be stressed out. You will be having headaches like I had. I had headaches for almost 2 months. Last year, I had a headache for 3 months. That's unacceptable. Can't be stressing out because of a job, that you were called to, that that you say is you, that you're here, because God called you to be a teacher. Should I have headaches? That doesn't make sense. That means you're taking on more than you can bear. And then we shouldn't do that because we give it to God, cast all our cares to him. So I'm not here to preach. I'm here to talk, inspire, motivate, all that. A teacher, offer some wisdom for how we're gonna get through this thing. We don't want to just get through. We want to work and know that this is our calling. So that is something. If you have any questions, I'm looking for somebody to call me. Let me know what's happening. What are you thinking? Is this working for you? Is there something you're getting from it? I'm getting from it because I go back and listen to these videos, and I get something from it. So again, I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for going back and watching the videos. I know I came in late today. My computer is wacky, and it's really that's something that is more than I can bear. So I'm working on that. And again, thank you. I am Ronnette Branham with Educators with Oil, and I am offering biblical strategies for effective teaching. And that is something that we want to do and be. So thank you and have a blessed day.